Okay, what we got today is the HG-P407. It's the actual Tamiya Bruiser clone. I had picked it up on Banggood for $244, I believe, which it was on a flash deal. So usually it's closer to $300. And this was the ready-to-run model too. And I know the kits are usually cheaper, but usually around $230, $240 for the kit. Ready-to-runs are always more expensive. I just got lucky this time, I guess. So I went ahead and picked it up. It came in yesterday, and as you can tell, I put all the decals on. And the funny thing is, the decals actually, I guess this is not licensed. It said Toyato, Toyato, instead of Toyota. But of course, with the scissors, I went ahead and swapped around the letters and it made it look right. You know, I just couldn't go around driving a truck around that said Toyota on it. That was just too comical. And I got it as close as I could straighten. The T's a little bit crooked, but you can't tell. You wouldn't know if you weren't looking for it. But it actually has an all-metal axles. It's got the metal H-frame underneath, metal drive shafts, all aluminum, I guess. Very nice. I'm very impressed with the thing. I wasn't sure what I was getting. I figured it would be something that would break pretty soon or was broken out of the box, but actually I'm really impressed with the thing. It's drove fine. I've actually drove it on 3S all day today, just testing it out. Yesterday I drove it on 2S, and I figured I looked up the ESC and everything, and it's made to handle 3S. The motor is a 55 turn brushed motor, and normally I like a little bit faster things in my trail trucks, but with 3S that kicks up the speed a little bit, just enough for me. I think it has enough torque and everything. It'll climb over about anything. It has 3 speeds, a 3-gear transmission. Look how big that transmission is. It's ginormous. It's identical to the 2012 Tamiya Bruiser, which I think you cannot buy anymore. You can't get it brand new. I think you have to buy it used. I might be wrong on that, but I know on eBay people are selling that thing for everywhere all the way up to $1,000. And you know, at $240, I was like, you know, I'm going to try this thing out. You know, I'm just a consumer. It's not like I'm the one making it and selling it, so I didn't mind it. It's a clone. But so far, it has surprised me. It actually runs very smooth. I know some people are having trouble with theirs going into gear and everything. I noticed mine into the second slower gear. It does have a little bit of problems going into gear, but I normally run it in the high gear anyway. The high gear and the second gear is both 2-wheel drive. You put it in the third gear, it's 4-wheel drive only, and it's about the speed of the low gear on 4-wheel drive as it is on the 2-wheel drive low gear. It's about the same speed, but it's pretty quick. I mean, it doesn't have to be super fast. I don't want, you know, my trail trucks to fly, but I want them to get, you know, from point A to point B pretty quick. And if I want to do a little crawling, I can with this one. That's what I like about it. I prefer trail trucks more than crawlers anyway, but because where I live, there's not a lot of rocks and there's mountains and stuff, but I don't have more trails, hiking trails here than anything. But right now I got it on too high, 2-wheel drive, high speed. And the daggone the controller is pretty nice, actually. It looks good, but you know, it feels like you can tell it's inferior, cheaper plastics. But it has everything you need on it. The only thing is I can't reach the stick with my thumb trying to to film this and control it, but so you guys got to bear with me a little bit. It has everything you need on it, all your trims. There's your 3 speeds. There's high. There's your low speed. And then there's your 4-wheel drive low. And preferably, I definitely want to run this on 3S from now on. It's got a lot more torque. I notice it's not a big jump in speed, but I notice a huge jump in torque with this thing on 3S. And it's got really nice modulation. I mean, it'll creep and crawl nice and smooth. And it'll stay at that slow pace as long as I want it to. And I'm surprised the steering is not as bad as I was expecting. Everybody's bashing the steering on these things. And I actually went ahead and bought a 25 kilogram servo, one of those DS servos from Amazon. I managed to get 2 of them for like $25. It was a 2-pack deal they had, so I went and picked those up. It came with a really nice aluminum horn too. But I haven't put it on yet because I haven't really had an issue with this steering servo. I know the one I got is much better, so it's an all metal geared servo. But I'll eventually get to putting it on. I haven't decided whether I'm going to go ahead and buy the mounting hardware for this thing to remount the servo to right above the front axle. I haven't decided to do that or not. Strangely, the servo, just like the original Tamiya, is all the way in the back, and there's a little arm right there if you can see it. It's kind of got that bend in it, that small piece of metal arm, that link. It goes all the way back to that box right there, and there's the servos in that. So it goes all the way up here to this link, that white link right there, and that's what controls the steering. And I guess, you know, this was originally designed in 1985, so it's, you know, they didn't have anything to go by or any other ideas or anything. It was all like a whole new concept, I guess. So in '85, this thing would have been amazing. I remember when I was a kid. I'm 44 now. When I was a kid, I drooled over this truck. I wanted it so bad, but there's no way my parents would have spent upper $500, $600 for an RC. Even back then, I know it had to have been $400 or $500 back then. It was really expensive. It was the bee's knees, I guess, of the RC world. I know Tamiya was sort of like what Traxxas is today. But of course, Tamiya is still out. They make awesome RCs. But I don't think you can actually get this Bruiser anymore, the original Bruiser. This thing is nice and quiet. It surprised me. I actually have a Holmes Hobby 27 turn motor I was going to throw in here. It's the Trailmaster, but I decided to hold off a little bit and run this 55 turn because I've been liking its performance. I'm very surprised. It's nice and quiet and pretty smooth. Like I said, the modulation's really good. This thing performs a whole lot better than what I was expecting. I figured I would have to do a lot more work to it. But one thing I don't like about this controller, right here, the foam on this thing keeps sliding and it just wants to turn moves so easy. I got to do something about that. I want to leave the foam on it, but I got to be able to make it tighter somehow. I'm gonna have to put like a rubber band around it. I'm not sure. Now, I haven't had this thing up crawling yet, so I got to give it the true test when I get it up on some rocks and do some climbing, which I have a small setup here. It's not much. I'm working on this here, so you'll see in the future I'll have some more rocks, and this is going to be a lot different here pretty soon. But yeah, I just wanted to give you guys a quick peek on what I've been up to, messing with this HG-P407 for a little while. I'm going to be testing it out today. I'm going to take it down to the park and just pretty much give it hell in the woods and the trails they got up there. And hopefully everything will hold out on me. I know when I got it yesterday, one of the set pins on the drive shaft to the front, it completely fell out in the yard somewhere, and my drive shaft popped off. And man, I panicked. I was like, oh no, metal drive shaft. I thought it just broke. It just looked awful at first. I just seen it dangling underneath of it. But I couldn't find the pin, but I got lucky I had a spare. And I went ahead and if you guys anybody buys this truck, you definitely want to put some Loctite on all the screws, especially on the drive shaft. Just a heads up there. And that was just from bouncing around in the yard. I guess the vibration and everything was just enough to knock that set pin loose, knock it out of there. But it looks really nice. I think I was gonna paint the white bumpers. I was thinking about painting them black or maybe chrome them and them out. But even the original Tamiya, theirs are white, even on the blue truck. So I'm just gonna leave it looking like that because I like it. I do like it. It kind of sticks out. Some people take it off. It does look good, you know, with it off there too, because it's kind of strange. It has another bumper underneath, actual chrome bumper, but of course it's just part of the actual body. It's not really much of a protection there. But yeah, I just wanted to give you guys a heads up and see what's going on in my RC life, and maybe I'll get a good crawling video if I can find some rocks here somewhere. When I go to the park today, there's a few areas there. I might do some recording up there and shoot you guys out a video. But go ahead and hit me up with a like and subscribe to me, and yeah, we'll go ahead and roll with this thing. And if you guys have any questions or anything, just hit me up. All right, peace.